Donaldale has been using that low line, and Wendell Wallace has been sliding up. Here comes Bloomquist now. So Wallace goes from first back to third, or does he? A great three-car battle. Veterans and dirt late model racing getting it done here at Magnolia Motor Speedway.
And I think Bloomquist tried to almost single-handedly bring the top in earlier tonight, but he went down to the bottom, and now looks like he might have something for Don O'Neill.
You know, we talked a lot about Earl Pearson Jr. being one of the best around the inside of the racetrack. Don O'Neill is a close second, if not as good or better sometimes than EPJ. And tonight, the shortest way around early is the best place, and Don O'Neill's getting it done. He's now out front.
Well, I've got to tell you, Bloomquist isn't giving anything away here. I don't think you can get any closer to those tractor tires than that. Watch this pass for the lead as he goes under the 6-car of Wendell Wallace. Wendell just pushed up a little bit, and that opened up the gap. Don O'Neill's car is rotating nicely.
Yeah, when you run that low part of the racetrack, you really have to get that car turned entering the corner to be able to exit the corner. And Don O'Neill, Scott Bloomquist right now the best on the low line. As we go back a little bit, Jimmy Owens and Mike Marler still battling out for fourth.
Yeah, we need to talk about the Masters-built car that Don O'Neill has, because needless to say, it has done a fabulous job for him this year. We always talk about the Bloomquist chassis, and those cars do good when you can drive them pretty much straight, kind of like a Speedway, but you need to rotate one. It looks like Don O'Neill's been able to figure it out on both the straight-style tracks and the tracks where you have to back them in. And back them in, I'll tell you, Bloomquist has his backs in there pretty good as well.
Yeah, Don O'Neill working the low line there, trying to get inside of Brad Neat to put him a lap down. We see Eric Wells back on the racetrack, a lap down now.
Guys, Don O'Neill went into this race thinking in a pessimistic way almost, very out of character for him. They have been fighting a tight race car. He just couldn't get that thing to turn all weekend long. However, he's just driven that dude into the lead, so whatever was plaguing them earlier, he and the Masters-built guys have definitely got it figured out.
Have a nice onboard shot there with Bloomquist. We go back to Billy Moyer. Keep in mind, he started on the outside of the front row, and he has fallen back significantly, something you very rarely see.
Yeah, Billy Moyer ran second to Scott Bloomquist in this event 1 year ago. He actually picked up a win back in April here, a weekly show at the Magnolia Motor Speedway. One win on the year for Mr. Smooth down in Paducah, Kentucky, as there is Don O'Neill. The 71 car prior to tonight led 282 laps in a three-way battle headed into turn 3.
Yeah, three-way, three wide. Awesome stuff going on there. Billy Moyer Jr. just sneaking into this event as well, and of course worked on his father's car for a number of years. Finally had the opportunity to start racing. He's done a great job, did a really good job in Speed Weeks a little bit earlier in the season.
On board with Geico and Jimmy Owens, the Newport Nightmare from Newport, Tennessee, a.k.a. the O-Show, working the low line, and he's a driver that'll search around. If his car works good on the low line, he'll stay there. If it doesn't, he'll move to the middle, he'll move to the top, and it's always fun to watch Jimmy Owens behind the wheel of the dirt late model as he is trying to reel in Wendell Wallace, your early leader.
Yeah, this is what he does best. I mean, more top 10s than anybody else at 18 coming into this event. And the top 5s, 11 of them, I mean, he just keeps pounding around. You never see him out of the top 10, so it's very difficult to catch him. As you take that nice shot there from Chris Wall, there's a look at your Optima Batteries top 5. Everybody's chasing the real deal.